Hello and welcome everyone to C3's SoftWorks Build a Game live series. My name is Tristan, and today we'll be looking at the BRAVOZONE's spin-off template. This template is one of our core templates of the 9, as you can see on the screen here. And spin-off can be used as an instructor-led or self-paced template. What this means is whether you're in the classroom or whether you are sending a test out through your LMS system or via email to your participants, you can use spin-off for a gamified take on knowledge engagement. So what I'm going to do here, without further ado, is jump into spin-off. You'll notice right away that when you hop in, it tells you a brief descriptor at the top, and you have a video that starts. It's about a 2-minute long video that will describe a little bit about what the spin-off template is and how it works. There's also a small description right here. I'm going to click Start. You'll notice up at the top, there are 5 steps. These 5 steps are present in every single one of our templates. So once you've mastered this process, you'll be creating quickly in no time at all. So today we're going to call this a Build a Game Live template. And then I'm going to select that we're going to be doing this in self-paced mode. Next, I have an option for the background color. I'm going to pick something that is kind of relaxing there, a little bit of a green. And already we're on to the second step. Ooh, I got a medal. That is exciting. So here we have the different categories on the wheel. When a participant playing this in the self-paced mode clicks on the wheel spins and it stops on a category. Now, what I've done ahead of time using our question editor is I've put some questions into spin-off already. I've got 4 questions there. So I am going to just drag that one over to this category and repeat for the other categories. When you're creating with the BRAVOZONE, it goes much faster if you have your questions built ahead of time. You can always create in here if you'd like, but if you have something already set up, it allows you to create without taking up a bunch of time. So I've got a question in each category. I'm going to name each category. I'm just going to call them the seasons because that happens to be the questions that I created ahead of time. They're all having to do with the seasons. So I've got my questions there all set up. I'm going to go back to this first category, and I'm going to change the graphic. Now, anytime you're loading in, whether it's graphics or videos or audio, you can download from your computer that you're working on. You can link to a website. You can link to a YouTube video, or if you previously uploaded one of these types of graphics for another template or quiz, it will be stored in your media library. So I'm going to upload something here. We're going to upload the fall one. That's a nice fall picture. And there I've got that. And I'm going to repeat that for each one of the categories. This also is a time-saving step here. If you have graphics, JPEGs, GIFs, what have you, that you use frequently, having them already downloaded onto your computer, or if you've uploaded them before to the BRAVOZONE, this will speed up the creation process as well. The whole goal of the BRAVOZONE is to make the creation of your templates to boost engagement as easy and as fast as possible. Okay, looks like I don't have something there for summer. I'll load my picture up there. So now I've got category names, I've got pictures for each one, and I've got questions in each category. If I wanted to create the questions within the template, I would just click here, select the question type I want to create. I've got basic text editing here. I can put a link in, some basic word processing things here. So my true or false question is going to be an easy one here. It is going to be, today is a great day. True or false? I'm going to say true. If I want, I can preview what that looks like. And if I need to explain that a little bit, I even have the ability to put preview or summary slides in, which have the same ability to upload audio or media or even record audio that my question slide does. This allows me to bookend the question, so I don't have to have a wall of text sitting there for any of my mobile users. I will make this a bonus question, gamify this a little bit more. And since it is a true false question and it's a bonus question, I can't mess around with the settings a whole lot. If I wanted to, though, if I change up the type here and I make this a multiple choice question, I could mess around with other things. But this is going to be a true false question. We're going to mark that as true. And I have it all set up. So I'm going to save that. Now I have another question here. You notice how the points go up as they go up in the category. If I want, I can change their order, and the order that they'll appear there changes their point values. So I've got a few questions in here, one in each category. I've created a question. If I want, I can download these questions. If I choose to do that, those are the formats available. And this allows someone else to check over my spelling, my grammar, even my content to make sure that it is appropriate or that I haven't misspelled anything. If I want, I can export all my questions inside of this template over to the library with one button click. And that allows me to easily create in a template and move it over to the library to save for later. You can even share your libraries with other builders in your organization, and that allows you to save time that way as well. I can choose how I want these categories to be displayed, if I want their number, or if the image, or even letters. I'm going to go with the image there, use some nice images. Next, I'm going to go on to graphics. I have another chance to adjust the background here. If I want, I can upload a custom logo. This process is the same as if I was putting in the media for my questions. Now my logo will appear once we're playing next to the game title. Can play around with the fonts and even the introduction screen. So for the introduction screen, I'm going to add some media. Once again, it's the same process. We're going to go with seasons change. And there I have a nice GIF for the beginning of my template. All this does is it allows you to personalize your content, your delivery, and make it something unique and professional looking. Now I'm on to options. For the options, I can decide the percent required to pass, randomize the questions, and show the leaderboard at the end. I'm going to click on that. Here is my LMS information. We are SCORM 1.2 compatible. Here's where you put all your identifying information in there, and you can download the SCORM package. Avatars are what your participants can choose from if they want a little picture to represent themselves. And here for spin-off, I can decide what happens when the wheel is spun. So if I want it to be random, I can have it be random, or I can select that they happen in a certain order. I can also choose once they do a question in a category, if they have to finish out that category or return back to the wheel. I'm going to go to the next question in the category. I can turn a timer on or off. This is handy if you have points reduced as time goes on. So that way you have a greater variation in your scores. So people don't end up all tied for first, second, third, etc. I'm going to leave the timer as 20 seconds. I'm going to adjust the volume a little bit down. It's fun to have noises, but sometimes they do get in the way when you're trying to deliver content like I am today. And if I wanted, I could even customize the game text. This is something that's pretty handy. I can customize all of the words that appear on the template to be whatever I want. So if I want the greeting to say welcome, I leave it that way. If I don't, I can have something say have a great day or whatever I would like to type in there. If I want to have participants play for something besides points, maybe I want them to play for something called widgets. Now, instead of earning points, they will earn widgets. So this is a nice way to, again, personalize your content and make each template or quiz feel different. Right here is the information my participants will be putting in once they log into this self-paced quiz. I choose what information I'd like to collect from them. And I can even select different things that I put in there that I would like them to add in there. I can allow my participants to view the report at the end. If they want to use this for a study guide, that's pretty handy. Or if this is something more serious like an assessment, I can close that off to them. I can also send a completion email to the participants. This email ensures that everyone that has taken the quiz or template has completed it. If they don't receive the completion email, there might have been an issue on their end or ours, although most of the time it is on the participant's end. Finally, on the publish screen, I have a content preview link where I can take a look at all my questions with the right answers and media, just to give it once more look over before I publish this. I can share it with other people in my organization so they can copy it or use it. And I can decide who is allowed to edit it. Now, if you remember on the options screen, the information that we were collecting from people is right here. This does not compare it to anything. So for example, if they put in a goofy name or mistyped their email, it's going to allow that. But if this is something more serious, and by the way, no sign-in required is on by default, I can select sign in required. This allows me to ensure that they register for the first time if they're not already a user or haven't taken a quiz through the BRAVOZONE and registered before. Once they're registered, they put in their email and a password, and every time they take one of these templates or quizzes, if you have sign-in required turned on, they have to use the same login. This makes it much easier to compare scores and keep a file on participants. For today's demonstration, however, I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to click publish. And now this link is ready for me to copy, paste in an email, throw up on a website, have into my LMS, whatever I would like to do. Of course, the LMS would be via the SCORM settings over here and your particular LMS system. So I'm going to go in and I am going to practice this just to take a look at what it will look like once it's being played. It opens up a new tab, and here's where the participant would put in their information. And that's what I'm going to put as my email. Click start here. I can expand the screen for a full screen effect so you don't get to see all of the details at the bottom and top of the screens. And here my GIF is continually running as part of the welcome screen. You'll notice my logo is up there at the top next to the title. Here is where a participant can choose their avatar. We have quite a few to choose from in a bunch of different categories. Today I'm going to choose the duck. This is going to go through each one of the categories. Really kind of gives it that game feel to it, almost like the beginning of a game show. Here's where I will click the spin button. The wheel will spin. I left random on, so I don't know where it will end up. 100 widgets are on the line. Timer is on. I'm going to say true to that. I got 80 widgets. Here is an example of a YouTube video that I have uploaded here.
Dashing through the bush in a rusty Holden ute, kicking up the dust, Esky in the boot, Kelpie by my side, singing Christmas songs. It's summertime and I am in my singlet, shorts and thongs. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Christmas in Australia on a scorching summer's day. Hey! Jingle bells, Christmas time is beautiful.
And as you can see, a YouTube video played there. And I can end that at any time. We have closed out this category. And now I am going to spin again. I have a GIF uploaded right here. What is your favorite summertime activity? This is an example of a polling question. I'm going to click calling in to sick to work. You will earn points with the polling question no matter what you select, but it's a way to gauge your audience's opinion on something. By the way, the previous question was a true or false question. There are 4 question types available through Spinoff, and they are select all that apply, multiple choice, true, false, and polling. I'm going to select these top 2 as the sign that spring has started. Hopefully they haven't started selling Halloween in the spring, but you never know. I submit my question because I spent some time talking rather than submitting. My widgets went down from what they could have been. Today is a great day. I'm going to say true. Now we're on to question number 2. In the 1800s, Americans started using the word fall instead of autumn. That was an example of a previous slide. Where does the word fall come from when referring to the season? Now I have a bunch of silly answers in here, and I am going to select that one. Oops. I didn't get it right, and I designed the question. That maybe is an example of poor question design. This is another example of a GIF I loaded in from the internet. I have finished my session here. So now I can collapse that and close out the window. So I had a chance to do the practice run of that. Had that been a actual run through the e-learning quiz, it would have gotten to the final screen where I could have looked at the leaderboard, seen how everyone else did compared to how I did, and seen some more challenging questions or things that I had some trouble with. Spinoff is one of those templates that we have here in the BRAVOZONE that is really handy when you want to gamify some content, but you want to still have some bite to it, not quite as video game-like as Catapult or Moonshot, but something a little less serious than, say, Spark. So it has that nice middle ground where you can still gamify, have people compete. If I did this as instructor-led, participants would be playing along, and they get to kind of laugh and joke and have a good time, and this is good for a live session as well. So hopefully you learned something about the BRAVOZONE, particularly Spinoff today. And right here is the question editor that I alluded to earlier, where I put my questions in ahead of time, created a folder, got my Spinoff questions there, so they were ready just to drag and drop right over to the template. And here is where I would choose to share a particular library or create a whole new one with other builders in my organization. So my questions can be shared with other people in my organization. If I wanted to look at the scores, these would be under self-paced scores because I chose for it to be self-paced, obviously. But since I chose practice, my scores won't show up there. But this will allow me to see how people did, see their scores, individual questions they got right or wrong, the time they took to take it, when they took it, all sorts of helpful information. That's in addition to whatever information your LMS system tracks. I hope this was beneficial for you today. And as always, if you have any questions or would like to reach out to us here at C3 SoftWorks, please do. You can reach us at sales@c3softworks.com or through our website, c3softworks.com. Have a wonderful day, and thank you for showing up.